Okay, so here we go again. Now I'm going to start this video talking about the anti-tourism protests while I have my very nice iced coffee here over in the Caribou Beach Cafe right on the far end of the Magaluf Beach today. But stick around for further on in this video because we're going to take a walk through the resort as well, just to highlight the points that I'm going to be making in this video. I think that's very, very important, but I felt like I had to come back on the channel again to talk about the tourism protests just because of the sheer number of messages that I've been getting about them over the past 48 hours. And well, you will have seen the mainstream media, you will have seen the news and the awful headlines about the tourism protests that took place in Barcelona, particularly with protesters spraying holidaymakers who are enjoying a meal in the restaurants with water. I mean, that to me, that was shocking. That was pretty bad. And yes, it's being talked about again in the mainstream media. It's all over the news in the UK. It probably is wherever you're watching in the world as well. But this is what I want to talk about because, of course, I understand why you're worried if you're coming over here on holiday. And I want to give you my perspective here as a resident from over here in Mallorca, what it's actually like here. And I've made content about it and I'm going to keep making it as well as we go on through the summer because, well, you've paid a lot for your holiday and I want to try and put your mind at rest. So yesterday I had one viewer emailing me saying, well, this is all we're hearing about, and another viewer asking me, have you seen any trouble in Alcudia with protesters? It's worrying me now and we're coming in October. I mean, this isn't great. This really is not great, and you guys have a right to be worried. So especially if you're coming over here on holiday, are you going to be worried about locals yelling tourists go home at you? Well, no, you're not. And I just want to make this very, very clear, and this is why I'm making this video. I'm also going to be making a little bit more content about this as well. So consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, because I want you to understand the issue about the tourism protests as well. I want you to see it from my perspective as well. Of course, I can't show you the perspective of the protesters, but I have been doing a little bit of research about this and I've got some more content coming out. So please subscribe if you want to find out more about what's going on and why you don't need to worry about this. So I also received a comment on the channel as well to say that, well, the channel's becoming toxic because I'm talking about these issues. And I'm sorry to say that I'm not going to sugarcoat what Mallorca is like this year, what it's like this summer. I'm going to be talking about issues that you're going to be worried about, what you are reading in the news as well. And I'm going to tell you what it's really like as well. And sometimes there's a big difference here. There's a difference between what you're going to be reading in the Daily Mail or the Daily Express. And there's a difference between what you're actually going to hear here as well. And you have the right to get a different perspective as well from someone who's been living here and who isn't writing an article from the offices of a newspaper in the UK. So looking back at the protests over in Barcelona, the tourists that were sprayed with water whilst I was having a meal in the restaurant, this was done by a small group of people. It wasn't done by everyone in the protest, not by any means. And of course, you're watching this and you're wondering if it's going to happen over here, which is where my warning comes in today. Now, we do have another tourism protest, and it's a protest against tourism saturation. It's not an anti-tourism protest, and they're two completely different things, actually, because the protest that's going to be taking place in Palma on the 21st of July at 7 p.m. around Plaza España is going to be an anti-tourism saturation protest. Of course, we're going to find people protesting as well about the cost of living over here, the fact there's no affordable homes, which is really key and it's central to the protest as well. But we are going to be seeing banners that are going to be put up saying tourists go home. So expect that is going to be happening. Also, we're in July here, and July is going to be the busiest month of the entire holiday season. I mean, me personally, I know almost everybody I know seems to be coming over this month on holiday. It's a bit of a crazy month over here, and all the resorts are going to be packed. There is going to be nowhere on this island that is going to be a quiet experience. There's not going to be a quiet resort with empty restaurants and empty beaches either. It's not going to happen. If you're looking for that kind of holiday, don't come to Mallorca in July because the island is going to be extremely busy. Now, we have no idea how big this protest is going to be on the 21st of July. We were quite surprised, actually. Admin Anne and I went along to the other one that took place back in June. You would have seen the videos on the channel. If not, check them out. I'll drop a link below. We were pretty surprised about how many people did actually turn out to that. And I've got absolutely no idea how many people are going to turn up to this event either, to this protest. I don't know whether it's going to be as well attended as the last one, but I suspect it may well be. Now, this is where I'm going to warn you, actually, that if you are going to be over here on holiday, Just do not go for dinner in Plaza España or around Parque de Estaciones, because this is where the protest is going to be passing through. If it is as big as last time and protesters are holding tourist go home banners, you're going to feel threatened. It's not going to be a nice experience. It's not what you've come over here to come on holiday for. It's not going to be what you paid for. This particular area, and I'll just drop a map here on Google Maps so you can see, it's going to be around where the TIB bus station is. It's going to be where the Soya train comes in as well. It's going to be that whole entire area. So if you're looking for somewhere to eat, just avoid that area. That's going to be my advice, because I can pretty much guarantee that we're going to be finding some tabloid journalists, probably from the UK, from the big newspapers, getting a meal in that area and hoping that they're going to get sprayed with water, so they're going to have then something quite sensational to write about the following day. So my advice is, if you're over here on holiday on the 21st of July at 7 p.m, just stay away from that area, because, well, of course all the journalists are going to be there and they're going to be wanting to know what your experience of it is too. I'm also guessing as well you're going to get a few individuals who would have seen the coverage over in Barcelona thinking that they're going to want to try and replicate that over here in Mallorca too, and also get that international press coverage. So I'm also expecting a little bit of trouble at that event too. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just putting this warning out for you, because I don't want anyone paying to come over here on holiday and having their holiday disrupted. But the big question is, and the big question that you want answered is, well, what is it like actually over here in the resorts? Well, you can see in Magaluf behind me, life's pretty much going on as normal. We've got thousands of people over here on holiday. There are tens of thousands, I don't know, maybe hundreds of thousands of people on holiday throughout the island. And, well, people are just enjoying their time here. The coverage that you're seeing in the press, in the sensational press, is making it look a lot worse than it actually is, because nobody is being heckled in resorts. No one is having water sprayed at them in restaurants. And of all places where you'd probably expect water to be sprayed to be down here in Magaluf, but it's not happening. The resorts here are very normal, and I'm going to take you for a quick walk as well back down through into Palmanova on my way back to the car, just so you can see exactly what it's like over here. So if you do have a holiday planned, come over here in the knowledge that you are going to have a fantastic time. Go back and look at my other videos and resorts. I've made a point of asking holidaymakers whether they feel they are welcome over here in Mallorca. Go back and check those videos. In fact, I'm going to put them together into one video in the next few days, as well as part of my content stream coming out about the protests as well. I want to give you confidence about coming over here on holiday, and I totally understand that it's putting you off, and of course I've received many comments from people saying, well, they're just going to cancel their holiday and they're going to go elsewhere, which is absolutely fine. I can completely understand it, but don't go cancelling your holiday if there's nothing to actually worry about. The biggest worry you're going to have actually at the moment, I would say, is with sunburn and getting sunburn, rather than getting harassed or heckled or abused by protesters. So just bear that in mind before you're quick to cancel or make a terrible comment below about, I can't believe you don't want the tourism over here in Mallorca and I'm keeping my money, and all these other awful comments that I've had on the channel over the past few months from people saying they're just not going to come over purely on the basis of what they've read in the mainstream media. Now, since the last protest as well, I can't see, or I've not heard of any measures that have been taken to limit tourism or to do anything about limiting tourism or providing affordable housing. I can't see of anything in the press that's been done about it. These protests are naturally going to limit tourism because, of course, well, there are going to be people that are going to cancel their holidays coming over here. So it's like a natural measure, but there's been no actual decisive action that seems to have been taken by the government. If there has been, I do apologise. If there are vast measures that have taken place to limit the amount of cars on the road or the amount of holidaymakers over here, then please feel free to correct me. But I can't see anything that has been done that has been enough to stop these protests taking place. So I think we can safely say that there's going to be more to come in the future. And I just want to say as well that I've been living here since 2005, and since I first arrived on the island as well, there has been this anti-tourism sentiment, of anti-tourism saturation sentiment as well, that has been rippling through the island for absolutely decades. It's not a new thing. It's been going on for ages, and it's going to keep rumbling on as well until firm measures have been made. So like I've said, I'm going to have more content coming out about this in the future to help you kind of understand a little bit more what's going on from my perspective here, and it's just my perspective. Everyone else can put out their own perspectives about it, but this is going to be just my opinion. But most of all, I want you to go and enjoy my other videos. If you're coming over here on holiday, I've got plenty of tips, information and advice for you coming over here. The good stuff and the bad stuff as well. We're not just going to say, look at the lovely view behind me and then pretend nothing's going on. That ain't going to wash over here on Mallorca Under the Sun. But just be aware as well that we do have plenty of other positive stuff going on all over the island. We're right in the middle of the of fiesta season over here on the island, and there's a huge beach party taking place over in Cala, Bona. Posters are going up all over the place, and there's a very defined message in that poster which says that everyone is welcome, and I want you to understand that everyone is welcome. All the councils around Mallorca welcome tourists, all the businesses welcome tourists, but of course just be aware that there is going to be this feeling of anti-tourism saturation going on at the same time, and just trying to find that balance between holidaymakers and people living here as well, that we can all go about our lives too. So just be aware that it's going to be an issue that isn't going to go away, but I want to put your mind at rest if you are coming over here on holiday. So I'm going to go and pay for my coffee now. I'm going to quickly finish my coffee, pay for it. We're going to take a walk up and down into Palmanova. I'm going to show you what Mallorca is really like this morning, away from all the anti-tourism protests. As I go back to the car, you can see how absolutely glorious it is today. You can see what the atmosphere is like. You're going to see there's no graffiti. You're going to see there's nobody yelling tourists go home at anyone on the streets as well. So in spite of what this video is actually about, and my warning for you not to go into Palma on the 21st of July at 7 p.m, let's take a look at what Magaluf and Palmanova are like today. Okay, so just leaving the Caribou Beach Cafe behind, and check out Magaluf Beach today. Now this is what it's like over here at the moment. I can hear lots of seagulls actually. They might be protesting about the lack of food or something, but look, we've got a lot of people going down to the beach this morning. Lots of empty sunbeds actually on the back of Magaluf Beach. A few people coming out for coffees, like I've just done too. But you can see here, look, Magaluf is looking absolutely gorgeous this morning. Anyway, let's head on up through the strip. We're going to walk down now into Palmanova. And we're just coming up to the far end of Son Matthias Beach this morning. Check out how lovely and gorgeous it is looking. The water's looking very, very clear, but my goodness, it is busy down here. But this is what you've got to look forward to when you're coming over here on holiday. There's still plenty of room on the sand actually. We're going to walk up behind the beach. It's not completely packed, but look, plenty of people in the water, and they're enjoying a nice day, as indeed you will do too if you are coming over on holiday this summer. So as I'm coming down the back of the beach here, you can see actually that it isn't as busy as it looks from where I took the pictures, but you can see that we've got plenty of empty space down here right at the far end of the beach. It's looking absolutely gorgeous. Look, I'm just looking down the promenade here. We've got lots of people out and about enjoying themselves too, which is what it's all about as well. All this negativity that you're seeing in the press at the moment, what I've just been talking about, this isn't central to people's holidays and their holiday experience. What you're going to be having over here is exactly what you paid for, and that's going to be an amazing holiday on some of Mallorca's most amazing beaches too. And don't forget to check out my previous videos that I've made over here in Palmanova. Look, you can see the sunbeds are filling up. I'm pretty much more or less in front of the Son Matthias Beach Hotel. If you want to find out more about this resort, go and check out my previous videos too. And this is what we're looking at here. I mean, I'm approaching 11 o'clock in the morning here. Right behind Son Matthias Beach, we've got a huge empty section of the beach here. It's by no means saturated either. Yes, we're going to find busyness around other areas of the island. Yes, it might get a bit busier over here during the day, but it's not looking too bad over here in Palmanova this morning, bearing in mind that we are in July. Just taking another quick look over San Matis Beach today. Let's quickly head round and look at Palmanova. I'm over in the free car park today, right behind Palmanova Beach. Let's take a quick look over here too. Now, as you can see, I'm just coming around the front of the Globales Santa Lucia Hotel. It's looking very busy in there today. Got lots of holiday makers out already sunbathing. And coming around to Palmanova Beach, you can see all the early beach goers are out today. Once again, everyone's enjoying their holiday. Got a real mix of locals and holiday makers here too on the beach. It's looking quite empty actually on the far side of Palmanova Beach. Here too, let's keep going down. Just to give you a few more views here across the water. Okay, so as I precariously balance my camera on the wall here just behind Palmanova Beach, I hope this video has been useful in terms of getting quite an honest opinion about what is going on over on the island at the moment. I'm going to be back here as well making a lot more content. Watch out for those videos coming up in the coming days. But for now we can see a lot of holiday makers enjoying their holiday over here in the resort. It's nothing like the media are portraying either. It's nothing for you to go cancelling your holiday about either, or just being upset with the island, or thinking that everyone here has the same opinions either that are being portrayed by the protesters too. Okay everyone, thanks very much for watching. If you have any questions, you can find me in the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye for now.